Hello and welcome everybody to today's edition of Mexico News Network's Breaking News Business. I'm your host, Elliot Bullman. Remember to follow us on all our social networks and to catch us every day by logging onto our website, mexiconewsnetwork.com, for relevant stories and news. Let's start with today's show. The International Monetary Fund said Tuesday that Mexico continues to meet the criteria to access, if required, a flexible line of credit equivalent to about $86 billion. Mexico has never used this credit facility granted to it and is seen as an additional armor for the second largest Latin American economy in the face of global volatility. The IMF said in a statement on Monday that it had concluded an assessment of Mexico's compliance with the requirements to maintain the credit line and reaffirmed that the country continues to meet the criteria for access to resources. Global markets were shaken last year following the victory of US President Donald Trump amid uncertainty over his trade and economic policies. The Mexican peso in particular was one of the hardest hit assets and plunged to a record low of 22 units in January, although it's since regained ground and is trading at around 18.6 pesos on the dollar. The ratification by the IMF of a credit line for $86 billion for Mexico pleased the Secretary of the Treasury, Jose Antonio Meade. However, the head of the Treasury said that it doesn't imply that it will necessarily be used. In other headlines, Mexico's Grupo Lala has emerged as the lead bidder for Stonyfield Farm Incorporated, the well-known US maker of organic yogurt. Talks are now at an advanced stage, and a deal could come before the end of the month, according to sources familiar with the matter. The price the big Latin American dairy company might pay has not yet been disclosed, but Inner Mongolia Yili Industrial Group, China's largest dairy company, tendered a bid earlier this month for $850 million for Stonyfield. The sale is still open to bidders, and Grupo Lala could still be outbid by a rival suitor. Grupo Lala, based in Mexico City, offers a range of milk, yogurt, cheese and other dairy products under two main brands, Lala and Nutri-Leche. Its stock is listed in Mexico and the company has a market value approaching $5 billion. Grupo Lala's pursuit of Stonyfield comes at a time when the Mexican company and food producers in general face increasing pressure to offer healthier foods as consumer tastes change. Grupo Lala generates a little more than 60% of its sales from traditional milk products, but the company's faster-growing segment is the one that offers yogurt, cheese and cream. A deal would also help Grupo Lala achieve its stated goal of expanding further into the United States. In other news, with an investment of $20 million and the commitment to generate 400 jobs, the automobile company MD Electronic Mexicana was inaugurated in the Colinas de León Industrial Park earlier this week. Dedicated to the manufacture of cable assembly for the transmission of data for cars, this investment of German origin will provide electronic components to customers of the Bajío region and United States for the brands BMW, Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, amongst others. Among the main factors that influenced the German corporate to decide to install a new plant in Mexico and to choose León as a destination were its geographical location, quality of life connectivity, as well as the availability of local talent. This new plant of the corporate is located in 15,000 square meters. It will have a production capacity of 10 million pieces annually and currently has 170 employees. Robert Hoffman, chief executive of MD Electronic, said that the main resource to meet the needs of its customers comes from the talent of new employees who represent the essential asset of the corporate. And finally, let's check the markets. The Mexican peso decreased 0.34% to 18.37 from 18.43 in the previous trading session. IPC Mexico traded at 49,500 on Wednesday, May the 24th. This was all for today. Thank you for staying with us. I'm your host, Elliot Bullman. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Google+, and log on to mexiconewsnetwork.com for more information on Mexico and the world. Until next time.